How are we doing, folks? Your host Moose here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network as we welcome you back to the season opener of Pitt Panthers football, live and coming at you from Heinz Field. So how are we doing, folks? We welcome you to a beautiful late August day at Heinz Field where your Pitt Panthers get set to open up the 2022 football season with a matchup against their hated rival, the West Virginia Mountaineers, playing the backyard brawl in the regular season for the first time since 2011. Of course, these two teams met 2 years ago in the college football playoff semifinals of the Rose Bowl, with the Panthers emerging victorious. We'll see how things shake out this season. And so West Virginia will kick off. DeAnthony Hamilton back to return for the Panthers, and he's going to take this one about 4 yards deep in his own end zone, brings it out over the 15, across the 20, cuts to the outside, he's over the 30, gets around a man, and brought down about the 35-yard line, where C.J. Kirk will lead out the Pitt Panthers offense. Very prolific last season, but turnovers were an issue. They'll look to correct that this year. Not a ton of returning contributors, but one of them is Davion Reynolds, of course, the sophomore sensation running back who had a great year as a true freshman last year. It's going to be another handoff to Reynolds. The Panthers faking the play action there, or faking the jet sweep, I should say. That was Sino Rogers, the redshirt freshman, in the slot. And it's 3rd and 2 now for Pitt. Kirk going to keep it himself, finds room up the middle on the read option, and that's a 6-yard pickup. That will move the chains for the first time for the Panthers this season. With some of their personnel changes in the coaching staff, we know that motion and some intricate formations were going to be part of the equation, and they use it there. They get C.J. Kirk out in space. He fires a strike to Davion Reynolds, 34-yard pickup, and the Panthers quickly into West Virginia territory and inside the Heinz red zone. 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard Reynolds pickup, and it's going to be Rogers coming in motion yet again. This time they will hand it off to the speedy receiver there. 4-yard gain before he takes a nice hit from the West Virginia secondary. Sets up a 3rd and 3 at the Mountaineer 12. Kirk back to pass. Has time, looking to the end zone, and that's a great deflection. Middle linebacker Nate Johnson drops into coverage there for the Mountaineers and deflects that pass away, trying to find Christian Klump, and Pitt settles for a field goal attempt, but Johnny Midday, one of the best kickers in the country last season, shanks it off the upright, and things remain scoreless here in the early going at Heinz Field. We look around the country. Penn State did emerge victorious, taking on Syracuse, two very solid teams. Syracuse finished last year, I think, ranked 16th in the country. Very impressive year. They still have Cornell Washington coming back. They do lose, but big things are expected out of them in the ACC. West Virginia, led by redshirt junior quarterback Kenneth James, fires a strike over the middle for a nice gain on 1st down. James making his first career start. I think he had maybe 4 career passes all of last season. And so we'll see if he can handle the pressure the Panthers are likely to dial up today. He does find Lonnie Fritz over the middle there for a 1st down pickup and a completion. Back to pass as the Panthers rush only 3. Plenty of time for the junior to set his feet and throw, and he finds Kirk Robinson there for a 16-yard gain, and West Virginia quickly out near midfield. Dumps it off this time to Stephon Gates on a nice little play action pass. Gates maybe had room to streak forward, instead steps out of bounds safely after a 17-yard pickup. West Virginia into plus territory, but they're quickly going backwards here. That's Kenny O'Neal, the true freshman from Franklin Regional High School, local area product, makes a big stop there coming off the edge, forces the 4-yard loss. Another loss on 2nd down now, as that's Dio Langston, the sophomore middle linebacker, JUCO transfer, immediately inserted into the starting lineup by Pat Narduzzi, and he makes a big play there for a loss. 3rd and 16. Panthers bring pressure. James able to dump it off to Sean Ryan. 7-yard pickup, but it's going to set up 4th and 9 and about a 51-yard field goal attempt that's going to move back to about 56 yards due to a false start penalty, and instead West Virginia elects to punt the ball away, where the Panthers will start at their own 20 following a touchback. They go to Davion Reynolds on a sweep here. He nearly could have turned that into a big game. He's just knifed down after a 2-yard pickup. Play action for Kirk. They fake the handoff to Reynolds. He's going to roll out, throws back across his body. He's got Keith Onyango, the redshirt junior out of Cardinal Gibbons High School in Florida, coming across the middle for a first down pickup there for the Panthers. Back to pass Kirk. Again, plenty of time to throw. He's got his tight end, Christian Klump, and he's run through a couple of West Virginia defenders. He looks like the Klumps out there. Plenty of size and plenty of strength as he runs through a couple Mountaineers and moves the sticks for Pitt. 1st and 10 now. It's going to be Reynolds again. A little bit of misdirection, a little bit of motion trying to get the Mountaineers off guard there, but it's only going to be a single-yard pickup for the Panthers. Play action for Kirk this time, and the Panthers blocking does not hold up. Casey Rogers bursts right through the middle and gets the sack of C.J. Kirk. So it'll be 3rd and 12 now for Pitt. Back to pass is the sophomore. Plenty of time. Decides to air it out deep, looking for Christian Klump, but he overthrows him. Gamara Hill knocks that one harmlessly to the turf, and the Panthers punt the football away. Scoreless here late in the first quarter. James is going to scramble now on first down. Nowhere to go, and that's going to be a Darion Mitchell. We'll get credit for the sack, the senior linebacker out of Tifton, Georgia. Big things expected out of him this year. Defensive captain for the Panthers, and he gets a sack there. Great 3rd down stop by Pitt. Robinson gets 5, needed 7, and so good field position for Pitt late here in the first quarter of a scoreless ball game. Kirk decides to air it out, has a man open. That was on Yango, and Kirk just didn't put the touch on his throw. That would have been 6. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and 10 here. Final play of the opening quarter of football. This time, Kirk's on target. Finds K.J. Welsh, the Panthers' leading returning receiver, and it's a first down, taking us to the end of the first quarter here. The score, your Panthers 0, West Virginia 0, the Backyard Brawl on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. 1st and 10 for Pitt from the West Virginia 46 as we get the second stanza underway, and the Panthers are going backwards. Reynolds hit right at midfield. Nate Johnson again, the middle linebacker, with a really nice play. 2nd and long now for the Panthers. They go 5 wide, and it's a quick throw from Kirk to the outside. He's got Ceno Rogers using that speed on the bubble screen. 11-yard pickup makes it a 3rd and manageable for the Panthers, and they will convert. That's Davion Reynolds finding a nice hole. Good blocking up the middle. 9-yard pickup for the sophomore, and it's a first down for the Panthers. They hand it off this time. It's going to be Daenerys Carter, use of the pistol formation. The ball's on the turf, though. K.J. Welsh, luckily for the Panthers, scoops it up. It was a really nice play design. Daenerys Carter there takes the quick handoff. He was the sidecar to Kirk in the pistol. Gets a great run, unable to hang on to the football on his first carry of the season, and the Panthers luckily fall on the ball. K.J. Welsh with a great awareness, and it's going to be 2nd and inches. The Panthers will convert. That's Ceno Rogers over the middle on the slant. Nice little dipsy doodle around a West Virginia defender. 16-yard pickup. The Panthers in business now at the Mountaineer 3. 1st and goal, they go 4 wide set. It's going to be a handoff to Reynolds, straight up the gut and straight into the end zone. The first touchdown of the season, Davion Reynolds. And the Panthers draw first blood here in the Backyard Brawl. West Virginia knocked down on the canvas. Will they be able to get up early in this battle? And that's going to be James out wide to his tight end, Kevin Ross. Short gain for West Virginia. 2nd down now. Back to pass. They really haven't run the football at all, and the Panthers dial up the pressure, and it's Mitchell again getting home, bringing down James, his 2nd sack of the day. 3rd and very long for the Mountaineers. Pitt rushing 4. Great job defending that one. They just dropped so many guys into coverage, forces James to check it down to Robinson over the middle. Not enough to move the sticks, and the Panthers will take over following a punt. It's going to be Reynolds on a counter here. Plenty of space to use his speed out on the edge, and that's a great run there from Davion. 12-yard pickup and a first down into Mountaineer territory. Rogers is going to take this one. No, it's going to be Kirk keeping it there. Nice little option choice, and Kirk had plenty of room to go forward. He just seems a step slow to start the day here, only able to get 3 when it looked like he might have a big gain. 2nd and 7, play action. Great job by Reynolds, you'll notice in the backfield there, to pick up the blitz after the play action. They find Rogers, another first down pickup. Nash Jackson in motion this time, and Kirk's gonna dump it off to Jackson there on the sweep. Doesn't hand it to him, instead dumps it to him. 7-yard pickup for the Panthers, and you can see using these speedsters in motion seems to be a real theme that the Panthers want to go on here. Jackson, Sino, Rogers, etc. motioning through the backfield to create a number of different looks and different things for the Mountaineers to focus on. 3rd and 5 now for the Panthers. KJ Welsh is open, but he's unable to maintain possession of the football through the hit, and Johnny Midday will trot out now for a 44-yard field goal. That kick is up. That kick is good, and so the sophomore kicker makes up for his mistake early on in the football game and pushes the Panthers to a double-digit advantage. West Virginia now on their ensuing possession. Stephon Gates, his first handoff of the day, coming late here in the second quarter. That's an 8-yard pickup, and West Virginia sets up 3rd and 2. Now it's going to be James running the option. The Panthers do a great job. Langston hit him in the backfield, and then Adarion Mitchell, Johnny on the spot to prevent him from reaching that line to gain. The Panthers late in the quarter here with an opportunity to extend their advantage now. 8-yard pickup by Reynolds on first, sets up 2nd and 2. Kirk's going to keep this one on a read option. Had room, but a great touchdown saving tackle, you have to say there, by the Mountaineers, because if Kirk gets past that first tackler, there's plenty of green for him to run into. 3rd and 2, though. He dumps off to Daenerys Carter. He does a good job of holding onto the football this time and moving the chains for the Panthers, keeping the drive alive. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Kirk over the middle. It's knocked away. Good defending there by the Mountaineers secondary, trying to find Sino Rogers late across the middle of the field. Dangerous throw from Kirk. Needs to cut those out of his game to get the interception totals down. 2nd down now. Kirk has a man open, and he's got him. Sino Rogers is going to waltz to the end zone for the Pitt Panther touchdown. What a play there. They had Rogers on the streak. No over-the-top help from West Virginia. Cover 0, and with Sino Rogers' speed, if he can get behind the coverage, there's nobody stopping him. Kirk puts that one on a plate. Rogers takes it in stride, and after a near miss with Onyango earlier in the half, this time the Panthers strike, and they push their lead to 17-0, and West Virginia's got to be shell-shocked right now. They do have the 2-minute drill to try and get on the board here, and that's Bryce Green with a nice 16-yard reception near the sideline as West Virginia gets the ball down the field just a little bit here. Here's Stephon Gates up the middle on the delayed handoff. Matt Emery unable to bring him down. Eventually, Vector and Youngling in the Panthers secondary converge, but a nice pickup for the Mountaineer tailback. Over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted. Matt Emery, the redshirt senior, getting his first opportunity to start for the Panthers after the early defection of Avery Heller to the NFL draft. Emery unable to come across the interception there, gives West Virginia second life, and Gates uses that to his advantage, goes right up the middle for a big gain, and moves the sticks for the Mountaineers. James back to pass, pressure from the Panthers. Bordeaux nearly gets home, but instead he finds Green again. 18-yard pickup across the middle of the field. West Virginia now in field goal range, certainly, with just over a minute to play in the first half. James back to pass, and he's lucky that that one is not ruled a fumble. Jordan Murphy Jr., the dime back, the true freshman for the Panthers, does a great job jarring that football loose. James unable to get away unscathed on 2nd down, and that's the hat trick for Adarion Mitchell. 3rd sack of the day, and it's 3rd and 15 now for West Virginia. Back to pass, and the pressure gets home yet again. Dio Langston this time comes home and brings down the Mountaineer quarterback. The Panthers call timeout, maybe give themselves one more opportunity to score as West Virginia brings out the kicker for a long field goal, but that That kick is up. That kick is good. And the Mountaineers finally on the board here in the backyard brawl. Here's DeAnthony Hamilton using his speed to get out to the edge about the 40-yard line before he's tracked down. Great return, and the Panthers trot out an offense that's been very prolific passing the football so far today. CJ Kirk almost at 200 yards in the first half of play, and he's going to get over that total as he finds KJ Welsh across the middle of the field, 7-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and short, just over 20 seconds to play in the first half. Kirk rolling out to his right, gets around the pressure, dumps it off, finds his man. That's KJ Welsh, and the Panthers going to get a little bit of a fortuitous bounce here as Welsh was dragged down by his face mask, was right at the first down marker, but still a lot of field to go. Instead, Kerry Barrett, 15-yard penalty, and the Panthers into West Virginia territory, maybe close to field goal range from midday. Kirk, plenty of time in the pocket, extends the play at the sideline before he's pushed out of bounds. Loss of 3, plenty of time to look downfield, but didn't make a reckless throw, which is something he was wont to do last season. 2nd and 13, and it's Sino Rogers busting out wide on the wheel route near the sideline. 21-yard pickup. The Panthers use their final timeout of the half, and that allows Johnny Midday to trot out for the 36-yard field goal. That kick is up. That kick is good, and the Panthers will head into halftime with a 20-3 lead over rival West Virginia in the backyard brawl from Heinz Field. And it was a really great half of football for the Panthers. CJ Kirk looking so confident. Maybe had one play where he was a bit lucky to not have it intercepted, that throw over the middle of the field. But otherwise, he's been very good. He could even have more passing yards in this game. He, of course, missed a long touchdown to Onyango on an overthrow. The Panthers looking very strong here in the first half. The defense has been stellar, and it's as good as you could ask for here for the Panthers. So we'll get the second half underway. Adarion Mitchell will lead the Panthers defense onto the field, the senior defensive captain. He's made so many strides, of course, had that big breakout game against North Carolina last year, and he's looking to build off of that here this year. But a great play by West Virginia. Positive movement with the rushing attack there on the jet sweep end around to Ben Parker. 26-yard pickup quickly into plus territory. 3rd and 9, though, and Stephon Gates, the halfback, saw the footstep, heard the footsteps coming, didn't want to take a hit, and the football slips through his fingers as if it's been slathered in butter. And the Panthers will take over following the Mountaineer punt. Davion Reynolds fights through the contact, falls forward there, 11-yard pickup. First down for the Panthers. This time it's going to be Kirk keeping the ball instead of handing it off to Rogers. I don't think any of the options were available there. West Virginia had numbers in the backfield. Blake Smiley, the man to bring down Kirk. Loss of 4. 2nd down, Panthers look to get some of that back as they find Shane Mitchell underneath, the redshirt sophomore. 5-yard pickup there, sets up 3rd and 9. Back to pass is Kirk. He's got the screen to Davion Reynolds out in space, looking to get a block. Does fight through a couple of tackles. Maybe if he cut to the sideline, could have been an even bigger gain, but it's 16 yards, and it keeps the drive alive for Pitt. This time, Kirk's going to find Sino Rogers on the jet sweep. Cuts up the middle, 6-yard pickup. Nice positive gain for the Panthers, and it'll be 3rd and 5 now. They go 11 formation. Tight end is Christian Klump, and they're going to find Christian Klump over the middle. Nice little out and up move from the redshirt freshman, and it's a first down pickup for the Panthers. Kirk now hands it off to Daenerys Carter. He goes off tackle for a good 7-yard pickup. Anytime he's come in as the spellback for Davion Reynolds, he's done a nice job picking up good yardage. Nice throw on the bubble screen to Nash Jackson. Great job by Kirk getting that over the top of the defense, and Jackson does enough to move the chains for the Panthers. It's going to be Daenerys Carter this time on the jet sweep as the Panthers go Wildcat. That was Davion Reynolds handing off. Not much of a gain there, and it's 3rd and 6 now for Pitt. Again, kind of a triple option play for Kirk. He's unable to escape the pressure, and that's going to be a sack. Loss of 8 yards. Casey Rogers, his 3rd sack of the day for the Mountaineers. So a pair of defenders in this game with 3 sacks, and that's going to be an end to the drive for the Panthers. West Virginia tries to counter. That's Stephon Gates on the screen. 28-yard pickup for the Mountaineers, one of their biggest pass plays of the entire day, as they need to get close to the end zone and get the scoreline close if they want to have any hope of staying in this football game and emerging victorious. That looked like a fumble there. It ended up being reviewed. determined that his knee was on the ground, saves West Virginia a yard, but still 3rd and long for the Mountaineers. James tries to throw it away. He's hit as he throws. Jalen Hills does a great job knocking the quarterback to the turf, and it's going to be another drive that ends in a punt for West Virginia. The Panthers holding on to their 3-possession lead, looking to extend it now as Reynolds goes for 4, sets up 3rd and short for Pitt. Kirk in the shotgun, back to pass. Blitz comes from the Mountaineers. The Panthers sophomore quarterback uses his legs to escape it. Has a man open. That's Keith Onyango. Big gain there for the Florida wideout. Great play by Kirk to extend the play with his legs, get to the sideline, keep his eyes downfield, and turns it into a big gain for the Panthers. 7-yard pickup for Reynolds, sets up 2nd and 3. Rogers is going to motion into the backfield. Will they hand it off to him? A little bit of a counter there to Rogers as he motioned out from his wide position into the backfield. Short gain, but the Panthers will have a 1st down as we head into the 4th quarter. Your Pitt Panthers leading 20-3 in the backyard brawl on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. 4th quarter of football now, 3rd and inches for the Panthers. Has actually ruled Rogers just short of the line to gain, so they'll go to Reynolds up the middle, gets the push he needs, and moves the sticks for the Panthers here. 1st and 10 now. Kirk back to pass, fakes a screen to the outside, has a man open deep. It's Zeno Rogers, and it's another touchdown. What a play by the Panthers. 40 yards to the house for the real deal, Zeno Rogers. This guy can do it all. What a play call from the Panthers here. If you take a look at it, Kirk fakes the screen out to the receiver at the sideline. That draws the safety in and allows Rogers to completely blow past him in the zone back there. Blown coverage by the Mountaineers. That's something you don't see very often. You love when that occurs. The screen draws the safety up to the line of scrimmage. Rogers runs past him, and the Panthers are rewarded with a touchdown. And former Panther A.C. Reese has thrown a touchdown in his debut for Cincinnati as they host Purdue, but the Bearcats trailing the Boilermakers over on ESPN2. James back to pass now over the middle. He's got Lonnie Fritz, West Virginia, just trying to claw back into this football game, keep it respectable at this point, down 27-3. James does a great job scrambling away from pressure there, finds Bryce Green. Brian Youngling unable to make the tackle, and the Panthers eventually force him out of bounds, but that's a big gain. Great job extending the play by James as Jalen Hills nearly took him to the turf. They got Bryce Green again. He has been evading the Panthers defense all over the field today. 19-yard pickup there for the receiver. 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. Panthers bring pressure. They go to Green over the middle yet again. He's swallowed up and brought down by Damian Vector, the Panthers junior corner, who is from West Virginia, but elected to come to Pitt and play for the Panthers. He makes the tackle, but West Virginia does keep the drive alive. Stephon Gates goes up the middle, 6-yard pickup and a 1st down. 1st and 10 now. James scrambling away, and that's going to be Jalen Hills with the sack, but unfortunately he brings the West Virginia quarterback down by his face mask, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Mountaineers, half the distance to the goal. And on 2nd down now, it's going to be Rashawn Harrison right up the gut into the heart of the Panthers defense, and it's the first touchdown of the season that the Pitt defense has allowed. West Virginia going for 2, though, to try and make it a 2-possession game. They'll hand off to Harrison yet again, and this time he's got nowhere to go. Dio Langston coming right through the gut, right through the A-gap, meets Harrison in the backfield, and brings down the tailback. And we take a look at the profile of Zeno Rogers, the redshirt freshman, his first game for the Panthers, and he's got 6 catches, 157 yards, and a pair of long TDs, showing off that game-breaking speed that he has from the wide receiver position. We've seen him be used in a multitude of different ways for the Panthers, motioning into the backfield, taking jet sweeps. You can see him motioning across the formation right now. He's been so versatile for the Panthers, and Kirk has found him on 2 beautiful play designs. One, of course, where he just ran past his defender. The other one where it was a great play design by the Panthers that allowed Rogers to get open behind coverage that had swarmed into the line of scrimmage. Great plays by the Panthers' offensive scheme, and it's put them in a great position to win this football game as they've driven across midfield into West Virginia territory. It's going to be Daenerys Carter running through a Mountaineer defender, shedding a couple of tackles, 17 yards for the redshirt junior. He's up over 40 yards for the day. His first real game of opportunity as he plays as the second-choice running back behind Davion Reynolds. 16-yard pickup for the sophomore, who's had a bit of a slow day today production-wise, but that is going to be a great play for the Panthers. 1st and 10. They go triple option here. Kirk's going to pitch out to Reynolds. Sheds one tackler out to the sideline. Can he get to the end zone? He dives in for the Panther touchdown. The triple option that actually turns into a touchdown pass as Kirk pitches it forward to Davion Reynolds. Dangerous throw there. Reynolds hangs on and then uses that breakneck speed to outrun the Mountaineer defenders to the sideline, cuts upfield, and leaps across the goal line, gets the pylon, and it's a Panther touchdown. 34-9 now for the Panthers here as we're in the final half of the 4th quarter. Pitt looking like they're going to cruise to a season-opening win over their rival West Virginia Mountaineers. Beautiful day at Heinz Field. Sell-out crowd for these mortal rivals going head-to-head against each other, and the Panthers putting on an absolute show offensively and defensively, really shutting down the West Virginia Mountaineers. And as I say that, Bryce Green gets open behind the Panthers zone coverage, beats Damian Vector, and West Virginia does find pay dirt, but that may be just a little too late for the Mountaineers as the Panthers still up 34-16 with just over 3 minutes to play. The Mountaineers will go for the onside kick, though, try and retain the football, and gives themselves an opportunity to stay in this game, as however slim those hopes may be, but they're not going to have the chance. Cino Rogers, what a game he's had. He's the man with the hands of gold, recovers the onside kick for the Panthers, and they'll have an opportunity to try and just run as much clock out of this football game as they can. That's going to be Reynolds up the middle, 5-yard pickup for him. That puts him at 100 yards on the day. So you have a 100-yard performance from Davion Reynolds, a pair of touchdowns as well, of course, one receiving on that kind of option-type touchdown, as well as the first touchdown of the game for the Panthers. So great performance for him. Jamichael White, the sophomore safety, have to give him credit for the Mountaineers. 11 tackles on the day, and we're going to see a lot of him as this rivalry moves on for the next 4 seasons. He will be back, and he's a really impressive player for the Mountaineers. First look now at Josh Feldman, the Panthers punter here, as he pins one beautifully. Jordan Murphy Jr. able to catch that at the 4. West Virginia already trailing. Not much hope, but if they want to get on the scoreboard one more time, they got a long field to go. 96 yards to try and reach pay dirt against a Panthers defense that has been swarming over the course of this day. 5 sacks, 6 hurries, and a pair of knockdowns as they've gotten after the quarterback here in this game. And it's going to be James looking to the sideline. He does have Ben Parker, 12-yard pickup. West Virginia at least getting out of the shadow of their own end zone. Back to passes James, and that one is knocked away. Brian Youngling with great coverage out by the sideline gets his hand out to deflect that one to the turf. 3rd and 10, final chance for West Virginia here. Airing it out to the sideline. A ton of Panthers converge. I think that was Emery, the man to eventually knock it harmlessly to the grass. And C.J. Kirk will come out to take the final kneel down as the Panthers seal up a 34-16 victory over rivals West Virginia here in the backyard brawl. The Panthers will improve to 1-0 on the season and get a lot of momentum heading into a home showdown with the Tennessee Volunteers, who of course knocked off the Panthers last year on Rocky Top to open the 2021 campaign. The Panthers will look to get their revenge here at Heinz Field next Saturday. But a great football game. You can see how excited the fans and the Panther players are to get a win in this rivalry matchup. It's so great to be able to have some of these games that were lost due to conference realignment be able to be brought back onto the schedule. And sophomore quarterback C.J. Kirk showing out in this football game. 346 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, including a pair to star freshman receiver Cino Rogers on a couple of beautiful play designs. So really impressive performance by the Panthers. I loved what the offense was able to do today. I thought it was very innovative and kind of built on what they had been doing last year. They used Kirk a little bit more in the running game, a little bit of option, things of that nature. But now with so many skilled players, it almost reminded me of the 2016 Panthers, a Matt Canada type offense. That's the schemes that Brennan Marion is helped bringing to this Panther team, and it culminates in a big victory. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Big win for the Panthers here. We sign off from Heinz Field. Take care. Hail to Pitt. Bye-bye.